Hello, this is old Dan Leonard here. I'm on what we call the I-20 interstate, crossing South Carolina into the state of Georgia. Now, there's the city of Augusta, and there's also a city of North Augusta. See that big water tower over there? Yep, that says North Augusta, South Carolina. It's sort of like two Augustas. Well, we're heading west, back towards the state of Georgia. And my brother, just saw him today. I had to have a tire repair that was giving me a slow leak, and we got it fixed. And he even treated me to some gasoline because I was on about fumes when I showed up. Well, this is beautiful country out this way. It really is. Now, of course, with me being on a worldwide community internet service called Fanbox, you'll be seeing some signs that will be registered as miles or miles per hour, not kilometers. In fact, here's the speed limit sign right here. That is 65 miles an hour, minimum 45 miles an hour, which I think is a little over like 105 kilometers is 65 miles an hour, if memory serves me right. I'll aim my camera at the dashboard. You can look in real close. You can see that we have a speedometer that the large numbers is your miles per hour, the small digits is your kmh, your kilometers. All right, back to the road. All right, we just passed exit 1. And we're going to just cruise along. Now, mind you, the speed limit is 65. That guy's going about 70, 75. So he's going a good 10 miles an hour over the speed limit. Yep, that's what it's like in this area. Everybody thinks they're a race car driver. Not me. I go a little over the limit, not a lot. Yep. I'm right on the dot at 65 miles an hour. There's another one passing me by. Look at that. I'm at 65, he's going 75. So you got a lot of people speeding on these highways. At least through this section. Okay, the Georgia, which is GA, 104 is 1 mile. Atlanta, Georgia, the state capital, is 145 miles to my west. This is the area upcoming that a lot of folks from all over the world come to see what's known as the Masters Golf Tournament. Here, my friends, is the Savannah River. That is the river that borders Georgia and North Carolina. That's that river that you see on the maps. That is just an incredible sight. Now we've just crossed the state line into Georgia. As the old song says, I got Georgia on my mind. Now the state speed limit is 55. I am at 55. And everybody's going past me. Yep. Now it's up along through here that people start exiting as the Masters Golf Tournament would be over to my left a number of miles. Now, it's kind of nice just to be traveling on a highway. To see the sights. There's an exit sign for Augusta State University, Medical College of Georgia, Payne College. Some of you might have heard of it. Medical College of Georgia is one of the best known colleges in medicine. Practically, I'd say, in the United States. Alright. That's where the people go to the Masters, Augusta, Washington Road. It's off of Washington Road, but the Masters tournament is held. It hooks out that way, and then it goes off over in that direction. Alright, I'm just going to keep driving straight here. We'll just see if we can find anything going on. So far, I found a lot of people speeding. There's another speeder right there. Yep, I'm going 56 and a 55, and these people are going 65 to 75. Now, that's like going about 85 kilometers, and somebody's going past you at about 110 kilometers or faster. You know, that's the thing. People speeding, it doesn't get you anywhere. It might get you somewhere faster, but it could also chew up your gasoline, your tread of your tires. It could possibly take away your life and or somebody else. Because remember, the faster one goes, the harder and longer it's going to be to stop. Unless you know what you're doing. I'd say right now, our temperature is, if I were to give a guess, it'd be about 25 to 28 Celsius. Yeah, somewhere in the mid to upper 80s Fahrenheit. So it's like your typical start to summer. It's about average. And I'll tell you, it is sure a lot cooler than it had been here the last couple of years. The last couple of years were just brutally hot. Almost as hot as New Delhi, India. And I give people there in India a lot of credit. How you guys can handle the heat in Malaysia. Oh. In fact, I heard Australia in their summer months had a record-breaking summer. So the heat went down that way, you know, as our northern hemisphere goes into wintertime. After having 2 record-breaking summers in a row, they got it. And I thought it was going to come right back up here this year. Well, apparently it's drifted further east. So it's, I would say, probably in the Asian into European nations. And I sympathize with anybody because the heat is just so unbearable that it's just something to try to stay cool and keep drinking plenty of fluids, plenty of water. Now figure this, during the middle of a record-breaking summer that we had last year in July, I come down with a case of pneumonia, a bad case. Figure that one out. I think it had to do with too many AC units, my immunity being down because of bronchitis, and never being treated correctly. Yeah, there's another guy speeding by me going 75, 80 miles an hour, or let's say 20, 25 over the speed limit. It's just amazing. These people are coming right up on me, right behind me. I can't show the signals. Yeah, there's the one that was behind me. He used no turn signal, cut over to the right lane just to speed by. Now, speaking of I-20, I-20 is a pretty major east-west route. And I'm not sure where it ends. I don't know if it takes you all the way to California or not, but I know it crosses quite a few states, including the state of Texas. And it keeps that on going. I think it does cross New Mexico, and I actually have to look it up further just to let y'all know how far it does go. But it's one of them. Yep, I lived many years back on a route that was an old truck route that was called Route 9. It starts, I guess, up in Maine somewhere, and it goes all the way to Florida. And I lived off of Route 9 up in New York State, in the mountain region there called the Adirondacks, growing up. And then as we got into the mid-1960s, they built an interstate route east-west called the I-20, and including what they call the Northway, which is Route 87 that parallels Route 9. Imagine before all of that was built, it was just Route 9. I can remember those days. Alright, now the speed limit's opened up to 65, or about 108 kilometers roughly. I'm looking at my kilometer dial, and it's right at 108 and the 65 line, so for miles per hour. Yep, just cruising along, speed limit. What I was kind of waiting is I wanted to see people cut in front of me with no turn signal, stuff like that. But this is kind of sort of my first video that I'm going to start putting together on my new videos blog. It's called the Southeast USA State of Georgia Drivers. Believe me, I can take certain other highway routes that connect to this I-20. Let me tell you, there's some incredible, amazing things that I see on those roads when I drive them. Oh my golly. Imagine being a police officer in an unmarked car and driving along and seeing what I have seen just in the course of recording 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. Just holding a little camera and filming the road. That is what's so amazing. Now I got a sheriff going by me. He's a Richmond County sheriff, probably going 10 miles an hour to 15 miles an hour over the speed limit. Now I got a speeder behind me. Look at this. They're all speeding, passing me, right behind the sheriff. Ain't that amazing? And you know what, Sheriff? Where's your emergency? I don't see your lights blinking, Bubba. That's all right. He's got the right of way. He's a police officer. He's on his way to his destination. Let's see what else. It's just amazing. You know, by the time I think I'm bored and there ain't enough going on, I see something. Now there's a sign that says Grovetown, exit 3/4 of a mile. That's the town that I stay in. Well, it's actually a city. They've built that town up quite a bit. A lot of subdivisions with house to house to house to house, and all beautifully built homes that are at least $150,000 to $300,000 a piece. So with buildings like that, our simple local property prices and taxes were reasonable, not bad. 10 years later, gee, it's like a tenfold expense now, at least 5 times higher. it is getting almost to the point of unbearable on what is being charged. And yet, this is cheaper than the bigger metropolitan cities. How people live in those cities, I don't know. I can't imagine spending thousands of dollars per month on rent when I know that I could get a mortgage on a home and my monthly payment wouldn't even be $1,000. That's what baffles me so much. Well, anyways, I'm at a exit light here. We're waiting for it to turn green. At least the people in front of me have the turn signals on. Most people don't use them. And that, my friend, is a T-bone waiting to happen. So, I'm just going to mosey on up. We've got a green. And let's see what happens. Yep, we got a Walmart in our town. Back when I moved here 12 years ago, none of that was here. There's the last of some old rusted out sheds and things like that that still hangs around. Back over here used to be an old Chevron gas station, knocked down and gone. Yep, and over here we've got plots of Christmas trees. And after so many years, they get them, and people get Christmas trees. Yep, you've heard of Serta mattress. We have a Serta mattress over here, and we also have a John Deere, which is over here to our left, but it's built behind some local businesses there. This used to be a narrow 2-lane road. Within the last 5 or 6 years, they widened this out pretty good. Alright, getting up towards the center of town. Got a McDonald's, a Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC, that's closed down now. Not a lot of people supported it, unfortunately. I did. That was some good stuff. They just got kind of expensive. They kind of priced themselves out of the neighborhood. Alright, I'm going to be making a right here. I'm going to turn on what's called Wrightsboro Road. Go up this hill. So here's the funny part. Here's a stake that says 40 miles an hour. They must have just recently changed it because it used to be 45. I was going to say that the funny part was it used to be 45 miles an hour on this side of the road, but on the other side, they had the stakes at 40 miles an hour. So what they're doing now is they're getting people going 50, and that way they can ticket them. Yeah, they're out there advertising car wash. The girls are out there trying to get something for their school. Yep, so it's posted now 40. Yep. Now, here's the trick that they did. See that light right there? They gave you 45 at the start of that stake, but you got to be 40 back there. This whole thing was 45 before. So that was the town's brilliant idea of how to try to drum up some more money. But that's all right. We take it in stride. Of course, I didn't speed. Here we go. I can yield. Yep, this is the continuation of Roxborough Road. And it takes you out to Thompson, Georgia. I'm going to turn right. And my living area Yep. So, I'm going to put this old camera off and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye now.